Good afternoon and welcome to Colorado State University. At various times during the program, we may ask members of the graduating class or the audience to stand. Please do so as you are able. Will the members of the audience now stand for the presentation of colors, followed by the singing of the national anthem by Nathan Manisa Anderson. Please join us in singing if you wish.
day can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Alan Robinson, and I have the privilege to serve as the Dean of the Walter Scott Jr. College of Engineering. On behalf of the Colorado State Administration, the Board of Governors, and the faculty, I welcome all of you to this commencement ceremony for the fall 2024 Walter Scott Jr. College of Engineering graduating class. I'd like to ask Dr. Melissa Burt, Associate Dean, Diversity and Inclusion, to the podium to read a land acknowledgement statement.
Thank you, Dean Robinson. Colorado State University acknowledges with respect that the land we are on today is a traditional and ancestral homelands of the Arapaho, Cheyenne, and Ute nations and peoples. This was also a site of trade, gathering, and healing for numerous other Native tribes. We recognize the indigenous people as original stewards of this land and all relatives within it. As these words of acknowledgement are spoken and heard, the ties nations have to their traditional homelands are renewed and reaffirmed. CSU is founded as a land-grant institution, and we accept that our mission must encompass access to education and inclusion, and significantly, that our founding came at a dire cost to Native nations and peoples whose land this university was built upon. This acknowledgement is the education and inclusion we must practice in recognizing our institutional history, responsibility, and commitment.
Good afternoon again. Good afternoon? No, you can do better than that. All right, today we celebrate the accomplishments of our students who have completed the requirements for the baccalaureate degree in the majors offered by the Walter Scott Jr. College of Engineering. Please join me in a round of applause in congratulating all these students on this incredible occasion. Now I'd like to introduce the members of the platform party. Would each of you stand briefly when I call your name? I would like to ask that we hold our applause until all the names are called. Dr. Marion Underwood, Executive Vice President and Provost. Dr. Dan Baker, Associate Teaching Professor, Civil and Environmental Engineering. Dr. Sam Bashara, Associate Dean, Undergraduate Affairs. Susan Benzel, Director of the Scott Scholars Program. Dr. Melissa Burt, Associate Dean, Diversity and Inclusion. Dr. Chandra, Associate Dean, International Programs. Michaela Cox, graduating today with degrees in Biomedical Engineering and Chemical and Biological Engineering. Dr. Seth Dillard, Interim Director of the Undergraduate Program, School of Biomedical Engineering. Dr. Matt Kipper, Associate Dean, Graduate Programs. Amanda Morlang, Cathode Engineer and Technician, Prado Battery. Dr. Cassandra Mosley, Vice President for Research. Dr. Christy Peebles, Interim Department Head, Chemical and Biological Engineering. Dr. Ali Pazeski, Professor, Electrical and Computer Engineering. Captain Alan Plack, Air Force ROTC, Assistant Professor, Aerospace Studies. Dr. Christian Putlitz, Department Head, Mechanical Engineering. Eric Ray, Vice President for Human Resources. Dr. Kenneth Reardon, Associate Dean for Research. And Dr. Charles Shackelford, Department Head, Civil and Environmental Engineering. So let's give everybody a round of applause. So now I'd like to ask Captain Alan Plack to the podium for the announcement of our newly commissioned officer.
All right, good afternoon, and thank you for the invitation to today's ceremony. On behalf of the United States Air Force, it is my great pleasure to introduce this newly commissioned officer in our armed forces. Yesterday morning, Blake Bushlack was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the United States Air Force. Blake, would you please stand to be recognized? At this time, I would now like to ask any members of our armed forces or veteran students graduating today to also stand. Please join me in congratulating these Rams who have now both served our nation and have accomplished these impressive academic goals. Finally, I ask that active duty members of our armed forces, or really any current serving members of our armed forces, and veterans in the audience to also stand. Please join me in one final round of applause for those who have already served this great nation in our armed forces. Thank you for your time this afternoon, and go Rams.
Thank you, Captain Plack. As a land-grant institution, Colorado State University takes special pride in our role in providing access and educating students who are the first in their family to earn a university degree. This semester, 23 of our 108 graduates are first-generation college graduates. I ask that all of our graduates who are first generation to please stand and be recognized. Congratulations and best wishes to you. Please be seated, and I'd like to ask Dr. Sam Bashara to the podium.
Now I would like to recognize our honorary society members. Tau Beta Pi is the National Honor Society representing the entire engineering profession. It was founded in 1885 to recognize students who possess superior scholarship and exemplary character. Will the Colorado State graduates who are members of Tau Beta Pi please stand and be recognized? All right. Congratulations to all of you. Please be seated. Other engineering honor societies recognize outstanding students in the individual majors. These include Omega Chi Epsilon for chemical and biological engineering, Chi Epsilon in civil engineering, Eta Kappa Nu in electrical and computer engineering, and Pi Tau Sigma in mechanical engineering. Will the graduates who are members of these honors societies please stand and be recognized? All right. So hopefully now we recognize our students who have earned the distinction of University Honors Program Scholar. To become a University Honors Program Scholar, a student completes an integrated program of studies that include 5 honors seminars, 2 honors courses in the major, and a senior honors thesis, while achieving at least a 3.5 cumulative grade point average. Will these students please stand? Now I would like to invite this year's graduating student speaker, Michaela Cox, to the podium.
Good afternoon, distinguished faculty, proud families, and fellow graduates of Walter Scott Junior College of Engineering. Today marks the culmination of years filled with many challenges and victories, lots of caffeine and little sleep. But it's now that I stand before you as a proud college graduate with a degree in biomedical engineering, chemical and biological engineering, and a minor in chemistry. And I can say without hesitation, this has been one of the most demanding and rewarding chapters of my life. As I look out at all of you and our loved ones, I'm reminded of what it means to be an engineer. Engineering isn't just about formulas, code, or lab results, though trust me, we've had our fair share of those. It's about solving problems that matter, thinking critically, and constantly asking ourselves, how can we make this better? And if there's one thing our time at Colorado State University has taught us, it's that engineering requires resilience. Well, that and the ability to troubleshoot things that should have worked the first time, but didn't, due to reasons no one will ever understand. But hey, that's part of the fun, right? Don't answer that. Whether we were debugging a stubborn coding error, fixing a finicky simulation, or frantically reviewing whatever a Taylor series is right before an exam, and believe me, I've been there, we learn that failure is not the end. It's simply a stepping stone to innovation. But our journey as engineering students wasn't just about mastering technical skills and building our resumes. Inclusion and diversity were also central to our growth as individuals and professionals. In classrooms, labs, and capstone projects, we've seen the power of diverse perspectives in engineering solutions that work for everyone. As a first-generation student and a woman in STEM, I often face moments of self-doubt and judgment. I found myself wondering if this program was where I belonged because I failed exceptionally at times, and I felt extremely lost at others. But CSU and the people within this college, my professors, my friends, taught me that my unique experience wasn't a barrier. It was actually a strength. It was then that I realized that the lives we aim to improve come from all walks of life. In this field, we're often asked to design systems that are efficient and reliable, which is great. But what we also need are systems that are just and equitable. In healthcare, where my passion lies, this is especially important. Creating diagnostic solutions or treatments that serve diverse populations means understanding the vast experiences and challenges faced by people of all backgrounds. That's why I believe that, as engineers, we have the responsibility not to just design, but to design better systems, better technologies, and a better future for everyone. To my fellow grads, we are leaving CSU with the tools to solve problems we can't even imagine yet. But more than that, we leave with an understanding of the importance of community, of lifting others up as we climb, and of using our talents to build a world that's not only smarter, but kinder. I'm proud to stand amongst you as the next generation of engineers who will shape industries and lives. And let's face it, probably spend a lot of time explaining to our friends and family that no, we don't know what we're doing either. As we step into the next phase of our careers, let's take the lessons we've learned here and carry them forward. Resilience, compassion, and the commitment to respect in everything we do. Thank you to the faculty who believed in me, the friends and family who supported me, and to my fellow graduates who inspired me every day. Congratulations, class of 2024, we did it!
Thank you, Michaela, for your inspiring words. I couldn't have said it better myself. We're so glad you found your way at CSU. It's now my honor to introduce our keynote speaker for today, Susan Benzel. Susan Benzel, a 1988 grad in electrical engineering from Colorado State, has been a longtime friend of the college. And since 2018, she's been the director, in fact, she was the founding director of the Scott Scholars Program in our college. Prior to joining Colorado State as the director of the Scott Scholars Program, Susan had a 30-year career at Hewlett-Packard, spanning many areas of high tech, culminating in a final role working with Hewlett-Packard Labs as the executive program manager for what I love to call the machine, and helping Hewlett-Packard Enterprises develop their artificial intelligence strategy. The machine, the world's largest single memory computer located right here in Fort Collins, is reinventing the fundamental architecture of computers to enable a quantum leap in performance and efficiency, lowered cost over the longer term, and improved security. Over her 30 years, Susan also had unique opportunities to work in almost every aspect of product development at HP, including marketing, support, training, certification, documentation, business development, and research and development program and management. So since her retirement from HP, we've been really blessed because Susan has joined us here in the college, working with our Scott Scholars, as well as the first-generation engineering students here in the Walter Scott Jr. College of Engineering. Her role has included mentoring, teaching leadership skills, connecting students with research opportunities, and many other activities to ensure student success. We're especially proud of Susan's leadership role in creating the SURE program, which is the Scott Undergraduate Research Experiences. Through her role, Susan assisted students in engaging fully with their College of Engineering, guided students in understanding their career options, helped place students in their best position possible to participate in a wide range of options available to them as they went through their program here, and encouraged students to use their powers for good by contributing to the community and society in general. As Dean, I cannot thank Susan enough for all her contributions to the college and most importantly to our students. Susan will be retiring at the end of the month, but her impact will continue for years as her graduates engineer a world of difference. Please join me in welcoming this year's commencement speaker, Susan Benzel, to the podium.
Thank you all very much. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I really appreciate it. Welcome, graduates, family and friends, faculty, staff, and all the university administration. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your very special day here today. As Dean Robinson said, I am a graduate of CSU, and in fact, I am part of a family of Rams. My husband is a Ram. I met him in the romantic glow of circuit theory class. How's that for exciting? Our children are Rams as well, as are our children's partners. With one exception, we have one Creighton grad, but we embrace her too. As the dean said, I graduated here in 1988 and received my engineering degree, just as you all are today. And it was that engineering degree from CSU that enabled all those incredible experiences that Dean Robinson detailed here. And so as I thought about what I wanted to talk with you all about today, I knew that the first and most important thing I needed to mention was I'm only going to talk for about 10 minutes. I heard the sigh of relief. That might be the only thing some of you remember from this commencement address, because I know you're all just a little bit excited today. But I'm really hoping that maybe a few of my other remarks will be a little bit meaningful to you as well, because I want to talk with you about three things today. One, I want to talk a little bit about how we are all a bit more alike than we are different, and why that's important. I want to talk about how talented all of you are, and that you should not believe all those negative things you hear about Gen Z. And then I want to talk a little bit about all the incredible doors that your degree is going to open. So let's go back to the we're more alike than we are different. And when I talk about that, I'm referring to our goals. We all tend to have very similar goals, and where we do have differences, they need to be celebrated. But we tend to live in a society that really focuses on our differences and wants to make them divisive instead of celebrating them. How many of you right now are concerned as you go out to go into industry or into the military, a research lab, maybe grad school? How many are a little nervous about showing up the first day and thinking, wow, do I really know enough to do this? Anyone a little concerned? Yeah, just a little bit? Yes, all of us too. I would challenge you to think about the fact that you are going into an environment where there's lots of people who are all working for the same group that you are, who all have some of the same goals as you do as well. So try to focus on those similarities in goals. And where you do see the differences, once again, celebrate those. We really don't want you going out, say, for example, into a new company and acting like someone who's been there for 20 or 30 years. You are getting hired because of the wonderful, fresh perspective you're going to bring in, due in large part to your experience here at CSU. So we really want you to focus on that. There are a lot of statistics that prove that we all have fairly common goals, but I'm not going to go into statistics. I'm not going to bore you. There's not going to be a quiz at the end or anything, right? Instead, there's a lot of research that shows if I tell you a story or an anecdote, you'll be 12 times more likely to remember it. So I'm going to tell you a little anecdote now about a research study that was done recently. And these researchers already had data that showed that from 2020 to 2022, that most people in America actually donated more, helped their neighbors more, participated in charity events more. But when they went and asked people recently and said, what do you think happened between 2020 and 22? Most people thought that charitable acts had gone down. So here they were, all assuming that the people around them were so different from them that they hadn't really helped out, and yet they had. So again, I want you to remember this, and that we are all far more alike in our goals than we are different, and you should celebrate those differences. And again, what you'll hear more is a lot about our differences, and unfortunately a lot of negativity, which brings me to my second point. As Gen Z, you are all very talented. And I know probably a few of you aren't Gen Z, but you've spent so much time studying with those Gen Z students, their traits have rubbed off on you, right? Let's be real. How often do you hear positive things about Gen Z? Okay, not a lot there. Okay, a little bit. Most of the time, when you look up things about Gen Z, you'll hear things like Gen Z is lazy, entitled, unmotivated. When I looked up a few quotes and a few articles, I found one that said, there is this absolute delusion from Gen Z, a complete lack of common sense, zero critical reasoning. Like, no, we know that's not true because we all know you, right? And whenever I hear something extremely, we're like, no, we know that's not true. I want to read one more quote to you that I also found. And it says, the children now love luxury. They have bad manners, contempt for authority. They show disrespect for elders and love chatter in place of exercise. Children are now tyrants, not the servants of their households. They no longer rise when elders enter the room. They contradict their parents, chatter before company, and it goes on and on. And I know this talks about children versus students. But I read this to you because I found this quote as well. And when I first found it, you can tell by the language, this wasn't written very recently, that, wow, this must be something like from the early 1900s or something, right? It's actually a quote from Socrates. And Socrates lived from 469 to 399 BC. So I'm here to tell you that the older generation has been criticizing the younger generation for over 2,000 years, well over, right? So don't believe all this stuff you hear about Gen Z. Again, we know differently. So I want you to go out there and be confident in your skills, and yet also be humble. How many of you have heard that saying before, or been told to be confident yet humble? Has anyone ever heard that? Anyone ever been told that? Any of my students should be raising their hands out here. Okay. How many of you are confident that you know how to be confident yet humble? You know how to do it. You're like, okay, but what do I do? How do I do that? So I want to share a story again with you about that, a story about my time working at HP, where I think that I did hopefully walk that line between confidence and humility. Heaven knows I didn't always do that, but I think I didn't do too badly here. I was a new program manager for a team that was introducing a major new product within the year, and I got into the team. I got to meet all of the new project managers as well. Well, they weren't new, I guess I was just the new one. Software project manager, hardware, firmware, user interface, all of this. And I started looking at all these new areas, and I realized that we had a software quality problem. And I also very quickly learned through the grapevine that our software project manager had a bit of a reputation for being tough to work with. But I really need to meet this person, and I really need to collaborate with them. And I really need to figure out how we're going to fix these software problems before release. And so I did my homework, and I gathered some data about the software, and I set up a meeting with this person. And as I got into the meeting, I first sat down and said, I want to work, as I believe everyone does, towards a successful release in the next year for this program. And in order to do so, everyone really needs to be firing on all cylinders. But I believe I found a few things where we have some software quality issues. And I described a few of the things I found, and then I finished by saying, and I really want to understand your opinion of this. I want to understand what you think about all of this and these numbers that I've found, and help me understand your perspective. So I tried to go in there and share our common goals of having a successful release, and then also show some humility in saying, I dug up this data, but I really want to know what you think because you're the expert. And by doing that, he actually surprised me, I will admit. I kind of shocked myself. This software project manager was like, you know what, you're right. And I've been thinking about this for a while, and here's what I think some of the problems are, and I think we can work together on this. So I want to encourage you again to go out there with confidence in your skills, but always go out with humility and be willing to learn from people. Because I believe you're going to have a lot of opportunities to do that, which brings me to my last point, that as I said, your degree is going to open so many doors for you. My degree opened many doors for me, both in industry and here at CSU. And I wanted to share one other story, short story with you of another student from CSU who actually got the very first Walter Scott Jr. scholarship. And this student was a Colorado native and wanted to either go to CSU or to Stanford. He had decided that CSU was just a place he knew and loved and wanted to come here possibly for his engineering degree. And then, of course, Stanford, he was like, wow, they're like this world-renowned program for engineering. So he applied to both, was accepted to both, and once he received a scholarship from CSU, he called up Stanford to see if he was going to get any financial aid there. Remember, this is 1983, no internet. Got to pick up the phone that has a cord to the wall and all of that kind of good stuff. Call them and see if he would get any sort of financial aid. And basically what he was told was, no, just being accepted here should be an honor enough. We're not going to offer you any sort of aid to come out. Well, that made this person's decision very easy. They came to CSU. And if you fast forward about 20 years in his career, he was working for Micron Technologies here in Colorado. And on his team was another engineer from Stanford who had graduated about 2 years after he did. So here they were working shoulder to shoulder with their degrees from CSU and from Stanford. So it hadn't mattered where he went to college. And I want to assure you that your engineering degree from CSU is just as valuable as an engineering degree from any other college out there. And it will, like I said, open many, many doors for you. And if you're sitting here thinking, oh, but no, Susan's not talking about me. No, I'm definitely talking about you too. CSU has placed so many people in great companies after they've achieved their engineering degree here. Places like NASA, Lockheed Martin, Amazon, Google, Tesla, Hewlett-Packard, IBM, Northrop Grumman, Kiewit, CDM Smith. I could go on, right? You are going to have many, many opportunities. So as I wrap up today, I want to acknowledge a bit of what Michaela said. We know you have all been working hard. This has not been easy. An engineering degree is not easy to earn, and you all have earned it. And after all of this studying and being so head down and focused on exams and trying to explain results that you yourself don't understand, right? After all that work, I want you to stop and take just a minute, and I want you to look up, and I want you to remember that we are more alike than we are different. I want you to look up, and I want you to remember you are very talented and not to believe all the negativity you hear about Gen Z. I want you to look up and remember your CSU degree is going to open many doors for you. And I want you literally now to look up and around this room at all these people here, because we are all here to support you because we all have confidence in you. I have great confidence in our future because of all of you. So I want you to go out there because we know that you are going to do great things out there. I want you to use your powers for good. And congratulations to all of you, class of 2024. Go Rams!
I think it's you, Sam. I'll do. Thank you, Susan. I'd now like to invite to the podium Marion Underwood, Provost and Executive Vice President of Colorado State University, to share her congratulations to all of you.
Dear graduates, I am so inspired by you. You have achieved something extraordinary, and a world of opportunities awaits you. And certainly, the world needs you. No matter your path forward, my advice to you is simple, yet I promise it can transform your lives. Be so good they can't ignore you. This is a response given by comedian Steve Martin when asked for advice on how to become successful in show business. Martin went on to say, I just think that if somebody's thinking, how can I be really good, people are going to come to you. Now, maybe there's a couple of you in this group who secretly aspire to become a famous comedian. But what about the rest of us? Martin's advice, and I believe he intended it this way, really spans an ocean of aspirations for personal and professional success. Georgetown professor and best-selling author Cal Newport based the title of one of his books on Steve Martin's wisdom. The book is called Be So Good They Can't Ignore You: Why Skills Trump Passion in the Quest for Work You Love. Professor Newport's book contends that the key to career success is to identify your strengths and invest your efforts in those areas over and over again. Here's a short excerpt. What makes life meaningful is to become excellent at something valuable. Don't obsess over discovering your true calling. Once you build up the career capital that these skills generate, use it wisely, invest it wisely. Use it to acquire control over what you do and how you do it, and to identify and act on a life-changing mission. I agree with that advice, so I pass it on to you today. I encourage you, day in and day out, to try to be so good that no one can ever ignore you. And as Professor Newport says, once you think you've gotten there, raise your definition of good and repeat over and over again. Scholars, you have done outstanding work during your academic career at Colorado State. Your success has been no accident. Now go out there, Rams. Be so good they can't ignore you. Scholars, congratulations to you, your loved ones, your mentors, your faculty, and everyone who contributed to this defining moment in your life. We are all so proud of you. At this time, I invite Dr. Bashara back to the podium to officially present this amazing graduating class for conferral of their degrees.
Dean Robinson and Provost Underwood, it is my distinct honor to present to you these candidates who have completed all the requirements established by the various majors in the Walter Scott Jr. College of Engineering for the bachelor degree. These candidates and their fellows in absentia have fulfilled the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Science at Colorado State University. Would all of the candidates for the baccalaureate degree please rise?
Thank you, Dr. Bashara. Are you ready? This is it, the official big moment. Walter Scott Jr. College Class of Engineering of 2024. This is the moment you've worked toward and dreamed about. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors of the Colorado State University system, I hereby confer on each of you the Bachelor of Science degree, together with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. Please join me in recognizing the achievements of this outstanding group of scholars. Congratulations.
Thank you, Provost Underwood. Students, please be seated. We will now award diplomas individually to the members of the graduating class. I would like to ask Provost Underwood, Dean Robinson, and the department heads to come forward and shake hands with the graduating seniors as they accept their diplomas. And as a benefit to the students and their families, a photographer will take pictures of the graduates as they cross the stage.
The academic honor guidelines for students who are graduating with distinction are as follows. Summa cum laude designates approximately the top 1% of graduates in the university. Magna cum laude designates approximately the next 3% of graduates in the university. Cum laude designates approximately the next 6% of graduates in the university. And now we will begin with Michaela Cox, our graduate who's earning degrees in both chemical and biological engineering and biomedical engineering. Okay. Not to be outdone, we have another graduate from the in biomedical engineering and mechanical engineering. I'd like to introduce Jared Boschman, crossing the stage. McKenna McVeigh. Jared Schaubin. Thank you. And now our graduate from the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering, Aaron Johnson.
And now recognizing graduates from the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering. Dylan Jacob Stahl. Mohammed Al-Harbi. Abyar Al-Zalzala. And a minor in chemistry. Fatma Nassar Al-Wahabi with a minor in math. Manuel Camacho. Kevin Zachary Witcher. Did you want your middle name? Thomas Anthony Willems. Luke Michael Fearborn. Cayman Climac. Nathan James Roman. Thomas Barnacote. Isaac Bullock. Shannon Zern. Emma Joy Beidel, minor in chemistry. Bridget Ediger, minor in global and environmental sustainability, summa cum laude. Jillian Maria Lucas, cum laude. Cameron Vance Turnbow. I love you. Marin Elizabeth Lindvall. Jennifer Alicia Valencia. Karina Rudy Gonzalez. Sarah Afifi. Thank you. And now recognizing graduates from the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. Okay. Siwa Chenkam, Masters. Thank you. Jack Henry Latanzi, cum laude. Sean Patrick Crowley. David Peterson. Aspen May Coates. Mackenzie Page Johnson. Benjamin Alexander Morrison. Austin Bostwick. Noah Johnson. Drew Parker. Lee Hong Liu. Jacob Eldridge. Jayed Bassam Al-Shamri. Alec Maxwell. Yusuf Tariq El-Mamid. Do you want the middle? Isaac Donald Kenneth Reeves. Jimmy Lee Carroll. William Walton. Isai Garcia Zamora. James T. Sawyer. Hussam Mohamed Kudaher. Kudayer? Yeah. Fatima Ibrahim.
And now we'll recognize the graduates from the Department of Mechanical Engineering. Congratulations. Tyler Falkenberg. William Gregg. Tyler Gary. Joshua Sanger. Kyle Moorhead. Stephen Kintz. Jason Toby. Congratulations. Thank you. Blake Bushlack. Maxwell James Brand. Cade Houlihan. Okay, so it's Chapel. Okay. Lucas Chappell. Okay. Aaron Kukuk. Seth Daniel Scripsuma. Zach Martin, cum laude. Cormac Muldoon Osborne. Thank you. Hayden Simpson. Nathan Michael Perdone. Thank you. Jack Douglas Cavo. Sean Kistler. Eric Alton Utcher. Jackson Turnland, cum laude. Love your mustache. Kevin Bradley Ridgway, magna cum laude. Caitlin Romanowitz, cum laude. We get all y'all right here. Y'all study together, right? Noah Mock, magna cum laude. Caleb Murphy, cum laude. Ryan Weaver Bidwell, magna cum laude. Nicholas Paget. Aaron John Atkinson. Evan Custer. Ricky Huang. Tabor Horrigan. Jackson Robert Holloway. Ruel Inderkar. Jack Schumacher. Sebastian Alvarez Enriquez. Sahoud Abdul Rahman Al Amil. Callie Cohen. Christy Hunt. Brent Wolf. That's a hard one to phonetically say. Joseph Geist. Hugh Kitco. Brandon Owens. Maxwell Johnny Silva. This concludes the awarding of our degrees. Let's give our graduates a hand.
All right, one more time here for our grads. All right. So just a quick shout out and thank you to Brett Beal and Shannon Miller for reading names. So engineering graduates of the fall 2024, let me add my congratulations to that of the others who have spoken here before me. Today represents an important milestone in your life. As you all know, much hard work and many long hours went into achieving this goal of a world-class Bachelor's of Science in Engineering from Colorado State University. And you should be so proud of your accomplishments. Today's graduation is not the end of your journey, but it's a significant milestone along the way. The degree that each of you has earned here today is a fulfillment of the vision of Abraham Lincoln, who over 150 years ago signed the Morrill Act that established the land-grant universities, providing access to an excellent world-class education and success for those with the tools and desire to make a difference in society, no matter their economic background or where they came from. Higher education continues to be one of the most powerful tools to better your own life, those around you, and a society as a whole. This is especially true if you get an engineering degree from Colorado State. Technology is rapidly advancing, and society faces many challenges, from delivering affordable health care to providing environmentally sustainable energy. No one knows how we will meet these challenges, but I'm incredibly confident because of all of you. As engineering graduates from Colorado State University, you are uniquely positioned to become the leaders to help society solve these challenges. 2024 engineering graduates, you have not just the ability, but also the responsibility to make the world a better place. Lead by example, and you will bring others along with you. All of us in the college will be watching with pride as you make your impact on the world. As I reflect on the many amazing engineering alumni from CSU, I am struck by two common characteristics: their passion to make our world a better place and the incredible impact they have been able to achieve throughout their careers. When I go out and meet with alumni and employers, they routinely tell us that our graduates come ready to work and ready to be change makers. Your degree means an awful lot. So who are you ready to be? There are so many aspiring examples of CSU engineering alumni. I'll just give a couple. So our namesake, Walter Scott Jr., who received his civil engineering degree at Colorado State and worked his way up to become the CEO of Kiewit Construction. But more than that, he also had the foresight to create Level 3 communication, which became the infrastructure backbone for the internet. Or another alum, Tina Marriott, a chemical and biological engineering alum who's the president of Recursion, a startup with a market cap of $2 billion that's using AI to drive the discovery of the next generation of drugs. Or Dave Cummings, who used his chemical engineering degree from CSU to become an executive at General Mills. At General Mills, he created the company's hunger-fighting nonprofit called Partners in Food Solutions that works across the Global South. And now you, the newest CSU engineering graduates, we are also proud of you. One final thought, please stay in touch. The Colorado State family extends well beyond the campus and graduation. Keep in touch with your friends and classmates. They represent an incredibly valuable and powerful network. Support each other. Come back and visit often. The door is always open. Let us know of your accomplishments. We look forward to seeing you at reunions, homecomings, coming back and supporting future students at E-Days. Congratulations once again to the class of 2024. Go Rams! Now I'd like to invite our alumni speaker, Amanda Morlang, to the podium.
Hi everyone, my name is Amanda Morlang, and 6 months ago I was sitting where you are, holding my diploma from the Walter Scott Jr. College of Engineering. I'll never forget how excited and proud I felt to finally get that diploma in my hand. But I also remember feeling a little sentimental and, to be honest, more than a little nervous about leaving this beautiful campus and moving onward from some of the greatest times of my life at Colorado State. The community I found and made here was composed of some of the best people I will ever meet. A special shout out to Susan Benzel, who always supported me and showed me the kind of engineer and person that I wanted to become. All of the people I met pushed me to grow and excel, while also supporting me through all the late night studying, self-doubt, and challenging exams that we all went through. It may be time for you all to write the next chapter, tackle your next adventure, and live your desired purpose. Everyone sitting here has a different path and future, but whether you stay in Fort Collins or travel to the ends of the world, you all have one important thing in common with each other and more than 250,000 others out there who have come before you. You are all alumni of Colorado State. When you leave this campus, be assured your university will not leave you. No matter where your personal and professional journey takes you, know that the CSU Alumni Association, your college, and your former professors will be here for you every step of the way. You will not only rely on and use the skills and information you learned here, but all of the connections and relationships you made will travel with you and be there to support and guide you as you step into your next chapter. Based on personal experience, I promise you that the pride, excitement, nervousness you're feeling right now will provide fuel for the road ahead. But eventually, those feelings will change. They'll deepen, mix with memories, and turn into nostalgia. As that happens, remember that this special place will always be your home. Someday, that nostalgia will remind you that commencement wasn't just a beginning. It's time to look back with pride and profound gratitude to all of those who helped you along the way, many of whom are supporting you right now from the stands. If you look back even further, you'd see students painting the A on the hillside west of town for the very first time, while others planted the last batch of trees that still surround the oval. Both occurred a century ago this year. Like those students, you've left your mark at CSU, and like those rows of American elm trees, you are rooted here. I'd like to be the first to welcome you to the alumni family. Congratulations on a job well done, and go Rams!
Thank you, Amanda, for those wonderful remarks. There are some people with us today who deserve thanks for their many contributions. Would the faculty members in the audience and on stage please stand? Please join me in recognizing the faculty's significant contributions to the undergraduate and graduate students in the Walter Scott Jr. College of Engineering. You may be seated. Would the college staff please stand? Please join me in recognizing the staff's significant contributions to the undergraduate and graduate students in the Walter Scott Jr. College of Engineering. You may be seated. We have recognized the graduates and their on-campus support group. It is now time to acknowledge the contributions of friends and family. Would the parents, caregivers, spouses, partners, spouses-to-be, family, and friends of the graduates please rise so that the graduates may recognize the so many contributions you have made to their education and life achievements. Parents, families, caregivers, please rise. You may be seated. And now, graduates, the star of the show. Please rise. It is time to move your tassels from the right side to the left side to signify that you have graduates. Graduates, please turn and face the audience and receive their applause. Woo, 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 woo. You may be seated. What a journey. All right. Now everybody's going to get up again, including the graduates, and we're going to sing our alma mater. Everybody up, alma mater time, folks.
everlasting of this place so great. May thy green and gold unite us loyal ever be. Colorado State, our alma mater, hail, all hail to thee.
Please be seated. On behalf of our faculty, staff, and students, I thank parents, family, friends, and guests for participating in this most gratifying celebration. Please remain seated while the graduates, faculty, and platform party depart. Thank you for joining us today. Have a safe trip back home, and congratulations again to our newest alums from Colorado State University.